Tonight I'd like to tell you about how I use my superpower to contribute to the community that I live in, Bemidji. As a professional photographer, I have come up with some creative ways to use that talent to reach out and help others. As I speak, I'd like you to think about what your superpower is and how you can use it to make a difference in someone else's life. Let's start with a fundraiser that I work with my friend Julie, owner of Thrifty Kids Clothing Store. We set up shop in the back area of her store for a weekend before Valentine's Day. The kids would come in for a small fee and be photographed using a Valentine's theme. We donated $600 to the food shelf, and we called it our Have a Heart, Feed the Hungry campaign. Super cute. That was such a huge success. We followed that up with a 4th of July theme set this summer, raising money for the folks that are working on creating a YMCA here in our community. I think we managed to raise just a little over $400 for that one. It's such a pleasure to work with Julie's store to help with fundraising. The two of us usually take turns coming up with where the money is going to go. We have another one coming up next weekend with a back-to-school theme. I can't wait for this one. It's my turn to pick the charity, and I'm proud to be selecting the Trek North Scholarship Fund. This one is close to my heart since my daughter is enrolled at that school, and it's an amazing school that shares in my value of service toward others. So why should you care about any of this? Well, that's simple, because you live here. Being a productive, active part of your community is what makes it strong and worth living in. If you are as lucky as I am to do what you love, then you owe it to the world to share that with others. Make a difference in someone else's life, even if it seems small. Sometimes it's just contributing your time and talent. The Boys and Girls Club of Bemidji needed some images for their website and marketing. We spent the day chasing these kids around out on one of their many field trips they take during the summer months. I got to see firsthand the great things they do over there at the club. I had no idea they did so much with the kids. While I was there, I got to watch the bark dogs in action. These people bring their specially trained dogs into the club in the surrounding schools to sit with the kids and listen to them practice their reading skills. I was inspired to invite them to the studio to do some fun shots with the dogs. We then created some fun bookmarks for the dogs to give out to the kids. So cute. I've been working with the Beltrami Relay for Life group for a few years now. I've set up at the relay to take pictures of the cancer survivors and their loved ones. It's very moving to be able to honor them in this way. I'm also in charge of getting the group photo of the committee. Now here are a group of people who know the true meaning of selfless dedication. The point is, you don't need to have lots of resources. Find a way to use your superpower to help others. Just do it. It doesn't have to be rescuing kittens from a burning building or solving world hunger. Start small. It's not difficult to think of some way to jump in and be a part of something bigger than yourself. And speaking of jumping, I'm going too fast here. Speaking of jumping, come on. All right, move on. In the middle of the winter, I live vicariously through this bunch of crazy people who agree to raise money and jump into Lake Bemidji. I make sure I get a shot of every single jumper who braves the freezing water for the JCs. And what else is there to do in the middle of the winter, right? Back to raising money. In the fall, we set up for one long fur-filled day at Bark Avenue Groomers to raise money for pet fixers. This is a group of animal lovers that help those in financial need pay for the spay and neutering of their animals, not their people. This reduces the unwanted animal population. It's a full day of dog slobber and lots of barking. So what is your superpower? Have you figured that out yet? I believe that every human being on this planet is possessed with a gift. As you can see, mine is not drawing, and that's okay, because I've found my superpower. I know now it's my obligation to use that talent. Many years ago, I was asked if I could come to the hospital and photograph a baby that did not survive birth. The family wanted some images to remember their child by. I was terrified, but I packed up my bag and found myself in the most difficult photo session of my life. To be charged with the task of capturing this beautiful baby who was no longer with us. It was almost more than I could bear. However, I learned a valuable thing that day. I learned that my superpower could help someone heal. Over the years, I've been there when they call, helping people I've never met the way only I could, doing what I do best, helping them preserve the memory of their child with beautiful portraits. People often ask me, how can you do that? My response is always the same. How can I say no? In fact, I wanted to do more. On Halloween, I sat up for 3 hours at the hospital photographing over 200 kids in their Halloween costumes. All the money we raised is donated to the Petal program. This is a volunteer group that gives support to those who are going through this unimaginable loss of a child. It's hilarious. That's our apocalypse zombie guy's baby in the middle. Another fun holiday event I love is our Santa Day. My good friend Noemi Ainsworth and I worked together to put together a night with St. Nick himself. We asked for a food donation or a small fee to have the most amazing chat with Santa. He truly is amazing. We've donated the cash portion to the Science Center, the Village of Hope, and so many others I can't even remember. As a personal thank you to Santa, I invited him back to my studio last year for his own portrait session. I've created some nice images and blank note cards for him as my way of thanking him for donating his time and talent to make our fundraiser a success. If it wasn't for his superpower as Santa, we would be nowhere. He actually only does this because he loves making people happy. You will often find him roaming the halls of the hospital, spreading good cheer. One more fun thing, I get to go to the Humane Society once a month and play with the animals. We focus mainly on the animals that have been there a while. Great photos of them can go a long way to pull at those heartstrings and to give them a loving home. Remember, we all have something useful to contribute to this world, our world. So take a look around and look for opportunities to let your superpower shine. Maybe it's not something as artistic as photography, but it can be just as important to someone in need. Be that change. Don't sit back on the sidelines complaining about how the world is going down the drain. Stand up and take some ownership in it. It's not someone else's job, it's everyone's job. If you have any great ideas that I can help with, let me know. I'm always interested in seeing where I can jump in and be that change. Thank you.